Hello and welcome to That Board Game Show, episode 26. I'm Sonja Wood and I am looking forward to sharing with you a recap of 2023. Considering this is the first week of 2024, I thought it was a good idea to talk about the overall picture of 2023 because I'm rather pleased about it actually. But first, let me just say hello to my guest in the studio today is my son.
Hello.
There he is. And that is James. I actually think we should start with James because he had a goal at the beginning of 2023, and that was to do a couple of videos a month for the TBGS YouTube channel. Videos about board games. So I want to ask you, James, how did that go? Did you reach your goal when it came to making the videos for TBGS?
I believe so. I'd have to double check my stats, but yeah, if memory serves, I think I put out at least 2 videos a month, which was the target, and sometimes a bit more if you count little extras and Patreon stuff. And
you did that Rolling Realms series that was like mini golf, 18 holes. Yeah, that was a lot.
That was 18 videos all by itself. Yeah, so when those were going up every week, just because there were so many of them.
So I think we can comfortably say that the goal for 2023 was arrived at regarding making videos for the channel. And the other thing is the result has been good, we're pleased to say, because it seems that one of the objectives actually for doing these videos was to help people and to spread the love of board games and the hobby and grow it and so on. And if the comments are anything to go by, that is happening. Isn't that so?
Yeah, if the comments are to be believed on YouTube, the general feedback is very positive, which is quite refreshing for YouTube land, considering most of the feedback you hear from people are saying, don't ever read the comments because it can be a rather unpleasant place at times.
Well, that hasn't been the case.
That Board Game Show viewers are a very pleasant bunch, it would seem.
They are, and they're saying thank you for the video, and it's really encouraging. So I want to
really
thank
helps.
them.
In fact, I read a comment just the other day that was somebody, being incredibly grateful for one of the videos I've done. I think it was for Wingspan, because they've just been struggling to figure out how to play this game. And watching the playthrough I did helped them sort of cement the rules and figure out how it goes and the game flow and everything. So that was very encouraging to read going into the new year.
Well, actually, I can add a little bit of behind the scenes to that one because I remember the conversation of James coming along and saying, quite like to do a Wingspan video, but there's so many out there that probably not necessary. And I always encourage him to follow his heart and do what his passion leads. And that's what I do. I'm his cheerleader. And so I said, no, don't let the many others put you off. If you want to do Wingspan, do it. And so he kind of did it a little bit apprehensively, wondering if it was worthwhile doing. Am I right?
Yeah, wondering if I was just going to be lost in the muddle of all the hundreds of other Wingspan videos.
Yes, and then somebody says, thank you for that video. It really helped me. Oh, well, there you go. Objective reached. Another objective we had in 2023 was we started the year with a little mission. It was called, well, it was a big mission actually. It was called the Shelves of Ambition mission. And that was basically to take all the games off our shelves that don't really get much time on the table. We said, right, we're going to see to it that all of these games are played up to 10. It was like our little mission for 2023. And it was also a mission to try and help us to be disciplined about not getting more games, because it seems to be a little malady of board game enthusiasts is we always want the next new game. And so we thought...
We become board game collectors instead of board game players and just end up with shelves groaning under the weight of unplayed games.
And so when you reach your shelf capacity and you've got to buy more shelves and you go, no, wait, hang on, let's just rather enjoy all the games we've got. So that's what we did through 2023. And we've chatted quite a bit about that in previous podcasts, so we won't go into all the good results of that, just basically as a recap to say that we are very pleased that we did that, and we have the results from that been very positive. So I would encourage others to think about taking their games that haven't had much attention and maybe giving them a few plays, because we found that the more we played them, the more we liked them. That was our overall summary on that one.
Mostly.
Sometimes
There
it
are
was,
the exceptions where it goes the other way.
yes, like, okay, had enough of that. We'll put that one on the other shelves, the ones where they're there for trading or sharing with others that maybe be interested in wanting to play that game when they come for the weekend and so on. So that was that. And on the topic of recap and stats, let's talk about other things such as how many games did we play in 2023? You, the guy with all those details, all those statistics.
I'm the one, that logs every single game played ever on my trusty BG Stats app. So, our stats, my stats, or your stats? Because those are rather
Okay, let's
different
start
things.
with our stats. What did we together play for the year of 2023?
Okay, so filtering down to just the games you played, which is basically the games we played, because you don't really play games without me.
No, I don't.
You played 75 different games.
Okay, different titles.
Yep. And 214 plays total.
Wow. 214. That's many days of playing games, board games.
15 of those games were new to you, games you had not played prior to 2023.
Even though our Shelves of Ambition mission was to play games we had, we still managed to play 15 new ones,
Yeah.
brand new titles. Wow.
Well, some of those would have been playing, with friends at
Yes.
weekends and other people's copies and things. And what else?
What did you play?
What is your total time played, do you think?
Oh, you're asking me to guess now. Nope, I'm not going to guess. I wouldn't. It would be such an absolute... Well, I suppose I could do the maths. 200 plays, an hour or so. I suppose 200 hours.
226.
Oh, there you go. 226
hours
of
played.
sitting playing games. I think that's wonderful. Okay, and what about you?
Your most played
Oh, we're still
game?
busy with me. My most played game. Oh, my goodness. Seventh Continent.
Almost. Seventh Continent and ISS Vanguard
Oh, the number
are
one and
tied
two.
for one at 11 plays each. And then Mechs vs. Minions, 10.
Sure. Again, I think we have spoken at length, actually, about those specifically.
All three of those, yeah.
in previous podcasts, yeah.
And slightly less, but we have spoken about previously, is First Martians. You played 7 times. Castle Panic, you played 7 times, which we spoke about at length in episode
Last
25.
Yeah.
Previous
Not last week's, the previous one.
previous
which was 2
episode,
weeks
which
ago.
was a while ago, because we took a bit of a pause during the festivities of Christmas and New Year's and all those things.
Right.
And Meadow, you played 6. Have we spoken about that? I don't know if we've covered that on the podcast.
Yes, we have. I remember talking about
yes,
how I
when we
was in
first
love
got
with
it,
the
yeah.
art and just found it so incredibly beautiful. I played that because it's so beautiful to look at, mostly.
So yeah, these are the plays for this year specifically. So our Shelves of Ambition was us trying to get games up to 10 plays total, not necessarily playing any given game 10 times in the year.
Right,
That's
right.
a totally different kind of challenge.
Yeah, because, I mean, basically some of our games we had played 2 or 3 times and we said, let's play them up to 10 times. So it could have been they were already at 6, so it was only 4
So we only
plays.
played it, 4 or 5 times to get it up to 10.
And the reality of that is once we'd reached 10 on some of them, we did decide that was that. If that game stayed on the shelf forever and ever, after that was fine. We were happy that we had played it that many times and we had got all that we wanted out of it. And now we know it's a nice game to share with others when they come. That was the other thing. We get to know the game so well, so it makes it easy when we go to share it with other people.
Yeah, I definitely have found that with doing that ambition of getting our games up to 10 plays is by the time you get to that 8th, 9th, 10th play is when you really are starting to get confident with the game to a point where you're actually just playing it and not learning it anymore.
Keep diving into the rule book. The rule book gets left on the side. It really.
Unless, of course, it's been on the shelf for a year or two, in which case you
But
kind of have to brush up on.
So now I'm interested in your stats. Tell me about how many games did you play in the year?
It's a very different story because I play solo games.
And the other thing you do is you play a game 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times before you film it so that you can become very familiar with the rules. And
Yeah, so any game on the channel I've played a good number of times. I always try to play enough times, so that I really understand it, really know the rules. I'll always play it a few times just right before filming to just refresh it, even if it's a game I know pretty well. So I would say anything I film, I've played at least like 4 or 5 times to make sure I understand it. So my total plays for 2023 were 437.
more than one every day of the year.
My most played game of those 437 was Roll-In Realms with 41 plays.
No surprise, considering how many there are. It's 18 separate games, eh?
Yeah,
Is that how
for the solitaire mini golf, it's 18
Yeah.
sessions. And so that's 18 times I played it on camera, plus
Another 18.
several of those I had to, replay a couple times over before I achieved the goals. So that's probably 30-odd plays just for the videos I filmed. Then my total games played, so total different titles played, was 111. And 24 new that I'd never played before. And H-index is something that BG Stats spits out, which is basically X games played X number of times. So your H-index, for instance, was 6, meaning you played 6 different games at least 6 times each.
Okay.
So my H-index for 2023 was 10. So I managed to get I managed to play 10 different games 10 times each.
And do those stats tell us how many solo games you played?
Let's see.
Because
Player accounts, it's just giving me a percentage, not number of plays, but 37% of my plays were solo.
Yeah, because that's something that happened a lot through 2023 is you played more and more solo games. And also with the view to playing games that you could play solo to show the solo version when you did the video.
Because that is my focus on the channel. I pretty much exclusively play solo variants or solo modes for games, So either it'll be a dedicated solo game or like the Roll-In Realms, for instance. The version I played was the solitaire mini golf, which is only for solo play. It's those 18 holes are specific little mini games designed specifically for solo play. So that has been my focus. So yeah, that definitely has jacked up my solo plays for the year.
And to go off actual stats, because I think that kind of summarizes it. But here's a random question.
One last one.
Yeah.
421 hours spent playing games.
Wow. Well,
31 hours of which are ISS Vanguard.
Okay. Now that leads on to the thing the random question I wanted to ask. If you had to think very quickly, right off the top of your head, what has been your highlight in 2023 when it comes to playing board games? Anything?
As far as just a general overall game experience,
Okay.
ISS Vanguard for sure, because that's just a whole nother level of game compared to anything we've ever played before. As far as experience with people around the table, I think playing Minara with Hein was one to be remembered because
Yeah, what?
that was just too funny.
What interested me is that the previous year, 2022, something that absolutely stood out for me was a game we played with Hein.
Yeah,
At a
notice the common denominator.
Yeah, at the TBGS weekend, where we were all in such hysterics. And he wasn't even trying to be funny. He was just being Han. I call him Olaf, to give you an idea. Anyway, Then in 2023, we played this game, Monara. I don't think you've done a video for that one.
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, because it's play solo. So
Okay.
it's basically if you don't know it, it's like cooperative Jenga, basically, is the easiest way to describe it. So you've got like these little wooden cylinders and you're building them. You know, you've got cardboard floors and you're having to try to build this tower as high as you can. You know, you've got like, depending on your difficulty, a certain number of levels you have to build. And you have to build up to there without the whole thing collapsing, which is not easy.
And it's not advisable to play on an unstable table, which was our reality at the time. And this is what made it so hilarious.
Well, I think we compounded the issue by playing on a fold-out plastic table in a loft in a cabin. So we were playing on an unstable table on an unstable floor.
On a wooden floor and on a deck. Yeah. Anyway, it was hilarious. So that really stands out for me for 2023 is the fact that our sides and back and everything was aching from laughing and tears streaming down our face. It was just hilarious. And then the other, I would agree with you about ISS. It was just quite ISS Vanguard, call the whole title. It was just quite a new and different experience that was very, very good. A very good experience to play that game. But we won't go into it because I think we did.
Yeah, we've spoken at length. If you want to dig back into previous episodes of the podcast, we've spoken a lot about it. And I've done a comprehensive tutorial, playthrough, unboxing. All the things videos for it. So there's plenty of content on that board game show for ISS Vanguard if it piques your interest.
And then the other thing that stands out for me, 2023, is Simon Reed. Simon Reed is our friend, and he comes to us for the weekend, and we play board games. And it's all his fault that we went down the rabbit hole in the first place. So anyway, that's another story. Also on previous
episode of the podcast.
Yeah. We're just saying that all the time now because we don't want to repeat ourselves and tell you the same story again if we know that we've already told you. But anyway, Simon comes for the weekend and we either just play games or he very kindly offers to play a game that Jamie can film. And this little series that we're trying to build is called Read the Card. Yeah, a little play on words because his surname is Reed. So.
And he's constantly telling everyone at the table to read the card whenever they ask rules questions.
Just read the card. What does the card say? Read it. Anyway, Simon is rather entertaining. And if you would like to watch his videos, you've put those on that board game show. And what I'm glad about in 2023 is I think we've done a couple of maybe 2 or 3 videos of Simon playing a board game that you've been able to put on TBGs.
We've done Cascadia 2 this year. So Cascadia just went up last weekend. And Pandemic the Cure is the next one in the pipeline, which is currently sitting on the edit, and hopefully that will go up sometime in February.
But there was another one.
That's my goal.
Aren't there 3? Oh, so it was just 2.
Not that we filmed. We had previously filmed a couple episodes with him. Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
Okay.
So he's done a few videos in the past. He did one for Star Realms, and he did one for Friday.
Well, now you see, the thing is, we did 2 in 2023 with Simon, and the previous years we didn't get to any. So I'm just happy we did 2.
Well, a little pandemic did kind of get in the way of filming games with other people.
And so our hope for 2024 that Simon will be able to come and do some more. I hope he's listening. Simon, if you are, this is for you. A specific request to Simon, please come and play some games that we can film. And you know what we must do as well? We must ask people to put comments on Simon's videos.
Yeah, please do. It really, really helps us know that what we're making is working and being appreciated and being helpful.
And if you don't like it, you can say so too.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and
then all the thumbs up and thumbs down and good and bad and ugly is as far as YouTube algorithms go. Comments are comments. They don't really care what kind.
Yeah, and we just want to have an idea, feel of.
Yeah.
I mean, if we get comments
Obviously, good comments are nice.
Yes, and if we get good comments on the Simon videos, we'll know, let's get Simon.
Yeah.
Simon, there's lots of good comments on your videos. Come, let's do some more of this. But, so yeah, we do. It would help if we knew. But in the meantime, we enjoy it. We enjoy Simon coming and we enjoy filming him. And he's very good on camera. He's a real
Yeah,
natural.
he's definitely a natural.
So we would like to do more, even if the comments are there or not. That's what we hope to do. That is one of my hopeful goals for 2024, is more Simon read the card videos, which you can actually find on your channel, on the TBGS channel.
And
YouTube.
I've made a playlist on that board game show on YouTube. I've made a playlist there called Read the Card.
Oh,
so
good.
All the Simon videos will be grouped there.
We'll just keep adding them there. Like this one you're editing at the moment. It'll be the next one to go there. Yeah. So I would summarize 2023 as being a very good, pleasing, enjoyable. I would even say there were some pretty spectacular highlights during the year when it comes to board games. And I just hope that 2024 is going to continue to be the same, like lots and lots of fun. Because why not? That's what it's all about. Let's have fun. So that's what we're hoping for 2024. More of that. Would you agree?
Absolutely. That's the whole point of this hobby is fun, and bringing people together and relaxing and distracting yourself from the cares of the world.
And having moments of hilarity that you never forget. So as is usual, I always buzz off to go and put the kettle on to make some tea. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to say goodbye now on this podcast, and thank you for listening. For those of you who are listening, thank you for listening to this podcast. I'm off to make some tea. So bye for now.
And if you've enjoyed the show, please consider heading over to Patreon and supporting us there, patreon.com/thatboardgameshow, where we post exclusive bonus behind-the-scenes type content, and you can support the ongoing work that we're doing here to keep bringing this apparently very helpful, if the comments are to be believed, content to you. And you can also support the show by being a YouTube member. For a very small amount of money every month, you can support us there and gain the same bonus episodes and videos and things that are put up on Patreon. And with that said, I shall say thank you ever so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the show.